up on Healthy Living with Mila, it's a children's health special this episode. On Dr. Talk, Mila speaks to Paediatrician Dr Baki about obesity in young children. We visit the beautiful village of Toule where we learn a delicious local recipe, exercising with some of the kids from Toule. And Mila has a chat to the students of Toule Adventist Primary School.
Welcome to Healthy Living with Mila. We are going to have our exercise, cooking, and of course, my favorite community visit for this week. But before that, hey, I want to meet Dr. Baki, the children's doctor at BIH. Come on, join me. We're going to have fun to talk about the children's health.
Mila, let me start, before I define what obesity is, let me tell you that obesity is a form of malnutrition. In this society, we tend to think of malnutrition as a wasted child or a stunted, a child who's shorter than what they should be for their age. But we tend to forget that obesity or an overweight child is a form of malnutrition. And to have it clinically defined, you have to get the weight of the child and graph it out using the baby book and the graphs inside. You plot it to see where the baby or the child's weight falls.
Okay.
And if it's falling above more than 3 standard deviations, then that's defined. Defined as obesity. But there are other measures too. You can measure the abdominal circumference, the mid-upper arm circumference. Those are all like clinical indicators.
So you identify malnutrition 2 types. One is underweight and other one is obese, really like overweight.
Yes.
Now, how does it affect with children's health?
Well, it's known that children who are obese tend to have recurrent infections. They can have recurrent respiratory infections. They can have they're easily prone to injuries, so if they go out and have a play, they might fall, can easily have fractured bones.
Because of their heavy weight.
Yes, yes. And if no measures are taken to correct these children might end up having early onset lifestyle diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases or heart diseases, hypertension, and in some cases, if not corrected, this can end up with premature death. Young adults dying in their mid-30s.
Yes, yes.
Where they, when they should be the most productive. Every parent is different, as long as they have some disciplines that can deal with these simple factors at home. Because the kids now have gadgets that they rather sit down in Facebook or WhatsApp or play games and rather than kick a ball or run around. Then they get into groups and they do what other kids do. So there are parents out there who may be trying their best, and what we need to do is just give out more awareness, more education messages that a fat-looking child doesn't mean that the child's healthy. We need to make sure that in this society, cultural perceptions have to change, because we tend to look at malnutrition as the wasted, skinny baby. And if someone is nice, obese, we say, oh, he's healthy or she's healthy, well looked after. No, it's not that so. The parents need to keep an eye on what the kids are eating. And it all comes down to them because they buy it. So if you buy it and put it in the fridge, the child will consume it. So if you can cut out buying soft drinks, don't buy it. Put water or put a healthy drink in the fridge. Anything that's high in sugar and high in fats and has no nutritional value should be not bought in the first place, so the kid won't have the hands on it. Let me say that at this point in life in Papua New Guinea, obesity is not a big issue, but the world around us, it's a big issue already. So if you go back on WHO statistics for 2016, there's about 19.5 billion children under the age of 18
That's around
who
the
are
world.
obese, throughout the world. And it's creeping up in each and every society. In Papua New Guinea, we have a disease burden from malnutrition. In malnutrition, I'm talking about those that are wasted, undernourished, or stunted. Nobody is paying much attention to the ones that are obese. And if we don't educate the public about it, it's gonna creep into our society. At the moment, the South Pacific Islanders are the most obese people in the world.
And why is that?
It's mainly because of our lifestyle, what we eat, and how much of that is eaten is actually used, because it's all imbalance between consumption and the usage in terms of physical activities and all that. So instead of sending your child with lunch money, why don't you prepare a healthy packed lunch to take, and have some time and involve them in some physical activities, like kick the ball with them or run around with them after work once or twice a week. Sign them up to do a bit more sports in school. So because if you don't correct obesity while they're children, when they grow up to be young adults, it might affect their self-esteem. They might get bullied at school because of how they appear. So it's more, the problem has to be fixed, started right from the bottom up. And parental control, parental influence is very important, because it's what you buy, what you eat, that the kids eat as well.
Dr. Baki, thank you very, very much. What a wonderful knowledge that you have given us, especially to the viewers. God bless.
You're welcome, Mila. Thank you so much for having me on.
We're not finished yet. We're going to have lunch together.
Oh, it's on.
Wari, thank you so much. God bless. Here you go, from Dr. Baki, talking about children's health, nourishment. Here we go. You can see Kulao, the water of Kulao helps to give you that nourishment that your body requires. Anyway, I am going to take you guys to our student here at Toule Seventh-day Adventist Primary School, making, preparing, organizing their meal. And I would like you to join them and see what type of food that they are eating. Is it nourishing or lack of nourishment? Come and follow me. This is really amazing. We're on the way to the girls' mess, where the girls lives, with Mr. Moses, who's guiding me to find where they are. And oh, look at these boys here with me, with us. It's really, really enjoyable to be here at Toule Seventh-day Adventist Primary School. I'm very, very proud of them. They are my alma maters. I graduated my high school in the Philippines, Palawan Seventh-day Adventist Academy. And that's why I'm like this. Okay, my darling, how long this will cook?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay.
Depend on the fire. If you put plenty fire,
It
can
will,
boil.
yes, of course, it needs heat.
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll wait for the cook after, after we had it, then we go for our exercise to burn that calories because that's heavy, right? There you go, viewers. I can't wait. Me hungry now, yeah. We'll come back after 30 minutes. I want to eat most of it. Yes. And then after that, we do exercise with the girls and the boys. That's the banana that is wrapped with pumpkin leaves. It's full of vitamin, a good source of energy, especially right after you have your exercise. To burn, and before you exercise, to burn your food, do exercise. Or after you exercise, to replenish that energy, you eat this katu. Love it. Come on, Joanne. My darling, yeah, can you just move a little bit? I want Joanne to be on my side.
Let's try.
Yes, here. Hold it.
Okay.
That's yours. Oh, wow. It smells good.
Here's good
Mm.
And you guys can make jars for the kato.
It's yummy.
Thank you.
It's yummy at home. When you are active, this amount of carbohydrates and the greens from the leaves is just enough for you to eat. But if you are sedentary, not an active person at all, only half of that is good for your body to be energized. Okay?
Only half.
Yes. So, after we have this, we are going to burn it by doing exercise. Joanne and Jacqueline is going to join me together with all the students and the teachers. We'll see how the teachers react.
Okay.
You follow me to do the exercise. Exercise time. Here we are, exercising time. Guess what? All these beautiful students here from Toule Seventh-day Adventist Primary School. The blue, the red, the yellow, and green. I love the color. It's so PNG flag. Come on, you join us. We're doing a lot of plyometrics to strengthen their cardio and their muscles, and of course, to strengthen their mobility, flexibility, and their mind to keep their body healthy. Okay, march on the spot. Bring it up. Arms sway. Sway it up. Right, left, right, left. Keep going. The teacher should join me here. Pump it up. Woo! You can join me, guys. back to Healthy Living with Mila, and this time is our community visit with Toule Adventist Primary School. These people are just awesome, from the teachers and the students. Stay with us. We are going to emphasize and share what Dr. Baki have shared us on the Doctor Talk about children's obesity that affects their body. Simple. When you wake up in the morning, your body needs new energy, because even you're sleeping, you are using energy to keep your body functions, your brain. You know why you're dreaming? When you're dreaming at nighttime, do you think your body is not using energy? Your mind is using energy. When you are sleeping, the food that you eat at nighttime, you are digesting it, you are using energy. So if you are going, when you wake up in the morning and you put junk into your mouth, junk food, processed food, all those biscuits that has high sugar and less nutrients content, do you think that will help you? No. So when you wake up in the morning, if possible, not possible, I will advise you to take at least 2 to 3 glasses of water when your stomach is still empty. Why? You have to remember 70% of our body is composed of water. Not organ, not muscles, not your brain, not your tissues, not your cells. It's water. Okay? Especially our brain. Our brain, the 70% of that water in our body, 50% of that, it means 35% of that is in our brain. When we are dehydrated, our body is locked or below 70% content, what do we feel? We feel dizzy, we feel lethargic, we feel like we are hungry, but we are not. We are dehydrated. We are lack of water inside our body. So when you wake up, water will not give you energy, but water will give you to function your organ, your body properly. Good fat, you can get it from your plants and your fruits and your nuts and whatnot, okay? And nuts. The bad fat that's coming from meat. You know, think about it. When you go to the butcher shop or the shop, you can see the meat in between of the muscles, it has white thing, right? White in between, that is the saturated fat. That saturated fat. Think about, sorry guys. Think about this is a hose, you know? A hose, water hose, or a tube, Now, when we ingest a lot of those type of bad fat, that goes with the blood. Remember I told you before, the red blood cell is the carrier of the oxygen. Okay, and the nutrients, the blood is also carrying the fats. Once that the blood is going through that arteries, the fat will cling into the arteries, and that will clog the arteries. And that is the trouble coming from. So avoid all those type of food. Green leafy vegetables, the nuts, all those type of fat or sources of fat is where you should be eating. There you go. What a wonderful community visit I have with Toule Seventh-day Adventist Primary School. As you can see, wow, they are full of passion, full of strength, how they were able to maintain their healthy body, healthy mind, the happiest kids I've ever encountered in this school. Anyway, for now, we'll see you later.